views, live from the perspectives, live from the time. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody feeling today? What's up? What's up? What's up? Las Vegas has been an important, great trip so far, man. But there's gonna be some things we're gonna be speaking on. There's a lot of things that go on here, and I'm not sure too much of the guidelines of YouTube when it comes to certain topics about what I'm gonna speak on. So I'm gonna keep some of those away from here until I figure out the guidelines. But shout out to everybody. What's up? What's up? Marie, what's good? How you doing? How you feeling? What's up with you? How you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Laugh in the balconies. You know what I'm saying? Having a good time, having a great time. Gonna chop up the game a little bit. Because every day is always a learning experience. Always something I get to learn, get to experience. I'll say that. You chilling? That's what's up. Good. I'm glad you're chilling. You know what I mean? That was me last night. Last night, my lord, I had like a 10-hour sleep. And you know what's crazy? I keep forgetting that in Las Vegas, I'm about 3 hours behind than most of my people. So like I go live and I'm like, oh wait, it's like hella late over there. You know what I'm saying? Can you finish that one conversation? Which one? Which one? Which one? Shout out to everybody, welcome in everybody. It's your boy All-Star Izzy. Check out these beautiful views. You know I gotta keep showing y'all this because this is just such a beautiful reflection of just how I see a lot of shit. So beautiful. So amazing. Hold on, let me clean my camera because I don't know why that shit look like that. But in a few and a little bit more, a couple of people come in. I'm gonna speak on some things about Vegas, women who finesse, and being aware about certain things. There's a lot of things that I want men to understand too, or just when when a woman says, when she says something as far as like she's older than you, like there's a lot of things we're gonna talk about girls who try to get love or something, about the males who try to get love or something about the males. Did we talk about it in the previous live, or was I saying something about it? Please excuse the goddamn wind. Fuck. You gotta just jog my memory. Yo, what's up? Penelope, what's good? Just jog my memory a little bit. Just cause I've been, so goddamn on the go out here. Vegas is good. Vegas is treating me very well. I'm having a good time out here. Very good time. What's up with everybody? Check out these views, everybody. Caesar, what's up? Check it out. Welcome to the Penthouse Views, everybody. It's your host, conversationalist, engager, All-Star Izzy. Welcome to my views. You guys are a part of this view with me. And we're currently in Vegas, having perspective, high conversations, quality conversations, just like our views and everything. So shout out to y'all. So happy. Great to see you. Great to see you. Coming from a Honduras restaurant. That's what's up, man. I hope you had a great time. How was it for you? Great to see everybody. Hit that like button and subscribe if y'all new. We on the road to the top. Let me show all these new people the beautiful stuff. You know what I mean? Ooh, this is tough. Soon enough, I'm gonna have to if I'm really like listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'll be so in the moment that a lot of times I don't really I'm not able to just go live. Like when that's another key that for people to just live life. Not everything needs to be documented. And sometimes when you live and you're living in the moment, you don't really need it's like, what's that movie called? The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Has anybody seen that? I think that's what it's called. But there was a specific video that was like, no, it was like a clip from the movie. I've never seen the movie, but I'm intrigued to watch it now. But it was like, when the cameraman was gonna take the picture, he was like, sometimes I don't just take the picture, I just look at it because I'd rather be in the moment and stay in it. And that's just such a good way to live life. A lot of times when you're just in present, because it's not that I want to show y'all the strip and show y'all my views when I'm out there, but I also be like, damn, I'm too here right now to be on this. But then this is when I can come on live and have conversations with you guys about things that I'm learning, which I'm going to be telling y'all about in a few. So just I'm gonna get into there in a second. Nice, appreciate that, Penelope. Maria said you were saying something about it last time. You went deep about that too. I forgot, but I know. Was it the question you asked about like women being with a man even though he manipulated her or something like that? So I keep moving my hair and shit. I don't like when the hair gets in my face. It's like irritating. I don't know if y'all have like longish hair. That shit low key like get in my goddamn eyes. So if you see me moving like that, it's because of that. And else. Shout out to Caesar. Marie said, hello, beautiful chat. Leave like, oh yes, please do, please do. Shout out to Marie, thank you for that. Grateful hospitality. I stuck with hamburger and fries. Okay, no complimentary chips and salsa though, like a Mexican restaurant. Okay, I've never been to excuse me, Honduras restaurant myself. I do need to start branching out, but I've been heavy into like Japanese and Chinese food. That shit good as fuck. Okay. What about it specifically is that you wanted to know though? Like, because when I was getting in there, I think I said as much as I needed to say. But you know, that's just what it really comes down to. As far as like, I mean, if you stay with someone who's hurting you, it's always just know that you have a decision and the choice, or just for in all, but just you have a choice to make. And of course, you know, one thing I know about women, one thing we all can know, one thing we can all learn from the question that Marie is speaking of, is that, you know, it always takes two to tango. The hurt can be with the hurt. The hurt hurts the hurt. Maybe sometimes you think you're healed, so you want to save the hurt, but honestly, that's like another form of being hurt, because that's almost a projection. See, the respect, admiration, and honorable is like, or being of honor, something like that, is always boundaries. Always having boundaries around what you want to do, and that can even go into what I'm about to talk about. But boundaries are very good in this world. You know, that's self-love and that's respect. So that could really just be my take. And just to go into a little bit more, it really just depends on the situation as well. You know, but I think, and when I keep saying like it always takes two to tango, it just, because I like women got autonomy. Everybody has autonomy. That's what we were blessed with in this world. We were blessed with autonomy. We were blessed with, you know, a voice. And that's one of my slogans, is you got a voice for a reason. We're all blessed with free will and freedom in this life. Now, of course, don't be reckless, but still. Maria says, I know some women have a voice in the decision, but I feel like so does men. We're all different and have different places. That's true, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if a woman is staying with a man who has hurt her through that, she's even that in itself is showing her that she's staying there. That's her autonomy. See, women and men, what you guys can learn from this, right, in relationships, is that when you're in a relationship or you're with a situationship, whatever the fuck, and you're staying in that situation, one or the other, you guys are both making a decision in autonomy. Even if you feel trapped, you're not trapped. You're making a conscious decision, whether you know it or not. Everything is always being decided. That's what we're born with. We're born with the ultimate factor of deciding what we can do and what we want to do right now. So even though you feel trapped in a relationship, you feel trapped in something like that, okay, you know, maybe it's you've been so far into the relationship, maybe you've been so far into, you know, the conversation or how everything was, the sex was good, the memories, you know, like all that jazz. But you're choosing to stay in that. That's always one thing. And there could be, and see, if we can go deeper in that, talking about legal shit too. But I'm gonna keep on to the surface level, because if it's about legal stuff, I'd rather we just have consultations for whomever, you know, because that's not what needs to be said in public, ever. But yeah, shout out to autonomy. I was just talking to my brother about autonomy. I love, like, my biggest thing is autonomy. That's why this is created. That's why I do what I do. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the conversation of what I really want to speak on, you guys. You know, I've been experiencing so goddamn much. Tracy, it's great to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Great to see you. Great to see you. But yeah, in Vegas. So I'm gonna just, okay, for anybody who hits on older women, or, you know, you're talking to older women and you're like in a restaurant or whatever like that. You know, you speaking, you're like, hey, what's up? My name is X, Y, and Z. What's your name? Okay, cool. You guys having a good time? You guys are flirting around, fucking around. And then she asked you, how old are you? So I just turned 27. So I told this lady, this happened last night. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling y'all how to be appropriate in this situation. Because what I found a lot, and I used to do it before, but like with older women, they'd be like, oh, they tell you their age, and then you're like, oh, you kind of still try to campaign for more and sell yourself. All right, so I'm talking to this lady, right? We're having a good conversation. And then she's asking me what I'm doing here. My birthday just passed. She asked how old I was. I said 27. I said, how about yourself? She was like, oh, I'm old enough to be your mom. 40. I'm not gonna say her age. I almost said her age, but she was in her 40s. You know, she looked good. So it was good. I didn't really think she was in her 40s though. I'm not gonna cap. But anyways, as we're having a conversation, I basically, when I said back to her, I was like, oh, okay, that's a good age. That's nice. I never would have thought that because of your appearance and how you carry yourself. And she's like, yeah, I'm old enough to be your mom's and X, Y, and Z. I was like, well, that wouldn't stop us from having a drink together, having some time together later tonight. And she just was laughing about it a little bit. And she was like, yeah, but I'm a little older. So with that indicator, her saying like I'm a little older and she's not being receptive to what I'm saying, that is an indicator that she doesn't really want the situation, which isn't wrong. She can say what she wants, but how to move forward and be appropriate about it is to not campaign. Because as soon as she told me, like when I told her I gave her an invitation, and she didn't accept the invitation because she spoke on indirectly saying, oh, but I'm still older. I'm not gonna be here to. I'm not going to basically campaign for more. Give more, give more. I gave the invite. We had a great conversation. We had a good time. But that's an appropriate way to just be like, okay, well, it was nice meeting you. And then just keep it pushing. Even if you say the number, she gives you an Instagram, she gives you an email somehow. Regardless of the fact, if you give a lady an invitation, you guys having great, goddamn, it's damn win. You guys having a great conversation, but you extend one and she doesn't want it, just leave it alone for what it is. You don't need to do more. Keep it appropriate, keep it clean, and be mature about it, because women have the right to say that they don't want to be with you. That's fine. Let them do as they must. And also remember this too, y'all. There's women indirectly tell y'all stuff, because sometimes men will be. I hear men. I've talked to men before. Be like, oh well, why is she not saying she just doesn't want it? Well, that's because a lot of women don't even feel comfortable with being direct because they don't know how the man is going to act towards that. So this is a big part in like social cues and understanding and experience. But of course you can be like, well, we can be direct, but the thing is, they can be direct, but again, there's a lot of things going on in the world with men and their aggression, and a lot of men, listen, I'm gonna be blunt about it, a lot of men don't get pussy, or they don't have a lot of experience. So when they feel like, oh, but I gave my all, I did so well, you're too entitled. And because you're too entitled, this is why women, kind of have that way. But women can be direct as well. There's going to be some direct, but there's a lot of indirect women. Because again, if they basically reject you, they're trying to make sure that they're not hurting you too hard, basically. And that doesn't even necessarily mean to say she wasn't trying to hurt my ego. It's just that we don't know each other. But that's the thing with talking with strangers. You don't necessarily know these people, especially in a city like Los Angeles. You don't know a lot, and there's a lot of shit that goes on in like Las Vegas or in cities in general. And this is another part I want to talk about: self-awareness and just being with women. Because, and I thought about this earlier today when I was out. There's a lot of women that don't mind having attention or getting conversation and stuff, but I noticed too a lot of men get really upset about like when women don't. When they reject them, basically, or when they just get like a drink or some food out of them. Women just run a hella game out here. I'm just letting y'all know that, like hella game. I've ran into some women that I think they were hookers, but I didn't do nothing with them because I don't need that type of luck. But it was just to say that like there's women that's out here running game on men, and it's not just here, but it's everywhere. And I want you guys to understand that. With women too. Women, you can learn a lot from this shit too, because I'm not even gonna do that. You guys gonna do what y'all do. But as far as for the men, is to just be aware of how a woman approaches you and how she's talking to you and what she's saying to you, and is she feeding your ego? Is she giving you compliments? Is she, it's just be aware of the situation that you're in, because if you don't know, they will take advantage of you, and you may be like, that's unfair, but it's almost like they do the vampire method themselves. Their thing is they come to you, they're a little direct and they're speaking on some things, but when you're like, yeah, come on, you just invited the invitation in. So when it happens, of course you can be like, damn, F you, but also look at yourself as the individual. Why did I allow this to occur? You know what I'm saying? Right, Tracy's. Right, like it's the same thing that I do. But my thing is that I don't push so hard for it. I don't need to like campaign for it. It's just that I present myself and you you know, hey, I'm in there. But it's never out of no manipulation and shit. Because these women are running game out here, like all the time, everywhere, and not even just Vegas, but period, dog. These women are out here running game, and I just want y'all to be mad self-aware. That shit don't work on me, but I see it for what it is. And there's a lot of men that are with a lot of women. If anybody's seen White Lotus, it's the scene on the boat. I'm not gonna go too further into it, but it's a particular scene that's on the boat. And it's important to understand when you see this, when you see that on the boat, that this is basically what it is. And I wanted to speak on that a little bit before I go, because I do got to get ready in a few. Because again, when I experience shit, I want to bring it to y'all. So I'm gonna title this a little differently right when I get off, but just be aware of what's going on around here, and why conversation and why communication is important, and experience is so important. So about says, Isaac, how can you get your mind off a girl? Obviously she's got every red flag in the book, but she can't get out of your head. Is to see the situations for what it is. So meaning that your emotions may feel like, oh shit, okay, let's just say for the instance of Ego. You know what, I'm gonna talk about the situation. I had 2 different women come up to me. Maybe they thought I was a mark. I don't fucking know. Probably so. One girl pull up on me. She was like, hey, handsome. Like, off rip, I already knew. I mean, I am a handsome individual. Thank you. Shout out to my jeans. But just the way she approached me, how she spoke to me when she was getting on tonight, obviously she was just talking about handsome, or like she wants to kind of be with me. So obviously, in that moment, I'm like, damn, what if I was like, damn, like, oh my God, this girl wants to be with me. And I can't get her from out my mind, I guess, quote unquote. I think you just got to see the situation for what it is, and why you can't get it out of your mind, if that makes sense. Because if you don't see it, then you will fall into that trap, and she's gonna bite you on the neck. But in this case, she's gonna take your money. Not in your case in situations, but just in general. You know what I'm saying? By the way, if you're new, hit the subscribe or hit the like button. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you. You know, I know this week is very spontaneous and a bit sporadic, but you know, I'm on vacation. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be back to our regular scheduled program soon. But right now, we're having a good time. Even if she has red flags, you also gotta like look at yourself. I think it's important to be like, why am I into that? What is going on, bro? Because motherfuckers get out, like there's couples arguing outside, or like guys and girls yelling at each other because she ain't want to go home with him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, let's be real. Of course. Dave, what's up with it? What's up? Hey, Dave, check out these views. You know? I appreciate that. Thank you, Tracy. But if you have y'all new, go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let's get up. But yeah, yeah, bro. This is the all-star views play. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Dave, you know what's crazy? All the shit that I sent you, remember? Like even the thumbnails to like the stuff. I would like it would look just like this in rooftop views. Hey, what up, dude? Nothing. I was just telling them about being self-aware, because you know how girls are running that game out here and stuff. Yeah.
I guess if you want a better lighting, you could roll up this window.
It's okay. They'll be all right. I'm just talking about that with them. The top of the top only can be at the top, bro. Only can be at the top. But yeah.
I think I'm gonna shower.
For real? All right. But yeah, so it's that, taking your money, taking your time. Look, even a woman would go up to, listen, bro, I'm in the city of finesse. Like these women out here finessing, and they will finesse you if you want to be finessed, if you don't really understand it, bro. And I want men to understand like what it looks like, what it's like. And the thing is, I don't even want to film them, because like I can't even do all that. I could, but you know, like, bro, the other night there was this dude and this lady arguing, and she was talking some crazy shit to the police about him, but he didn't do shit. And she was trying to get his ass caught up because he wouldn't pay for her drinks. It was so crazy, bro. But it's that emotional manipulation, and it's like kind of like that in between line of, I'm a girl, so they probably will believe me more than they believe him. And I just want men to please be aware of these situations, bro, because men will. I mean, I'm not sure how all cops are, and I'm not trying to make this political or no systematic shit, but this all really goes down to yourself, to game, to confidence. perspectives, understandings. Because people will be out here, bro. They don't have much to live for, or they ain't living for shit. So they can see somebody that is an individual like yourself, and they can use that up to their benefit, bro. And right up to the point where you think you may even get sex and you're having a good time, she may even tell a cop, or she may say something, oh, he's trying to seduce me, or she's trying to do things. Luckily, I have never been in a situation like that. But I've seen it. I've seen multiple men get finessed, manipulated. But always remember, it takes two to tango. And see, back to what we talked about earlier in this live, but it always takes two to tango. So please expand your awareness on what it looks like. And even the last live I did, I was talking about the small indicators she likes you, or just small indicators she wants to also speak to you as well. She wants to be transparent with you. It's important to have that awareness, dog. That ass. Maria also says, you are very helpful. I need to hear this. I never hear this from a guy, so I'm grateful. Oh, for sure. You're welcome, Marie. You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? We different breeds out here. All stars. The stars are different. We different out here. Just because we, you know, I think like my biggest thing is always accountability on men, because I believe men are the gatekeepers of decisions. I'm not saying that women can't either, but I also understand that there's not a lot of, and it's not to bash women, but there's not a lot of women who make healthy decisions for themselves, and even healthy, but who make it's important ones, bro. Like, you know, I teach women all the time. I teach women all the time. I say that. Sohab says, when you're in the bottom, only direction you can go on top. Just a random quote. For sure, yeah, bro. Started from the bottom, now we here. But yeah, this just been a conversation about that. You know, just really giving y'all this convo and shit. And also too, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I'm not here to listen, bro. I'm not telling nobody to be a homewrecker, okay? I'm not saying that. But I was talking to a lady. Maybe I can make this an individual thing itself. But, you know, I was talking to a lady, and, you know, I was getting some things, and we were just having a conversation. I invited her out with me tonight. I told her to come by, and she said, come with me. But then she was like, she would, but she don't think her man would like that. And I just told her, I was like, no, I respect that. But I was like, I'm going to be over here tonight, so, you know, if you have time when you get off, you should just swing by. I'm not telling y'all to be homewreckers. Only reason I extended it a little bit further is because conversation was still being made. We were talking about she would, and I get it. We talked about rejection thing, but also I still had to send an invite. But I'll probably make a video to expand on that a little bit more, because you know, hey, listen, bro. Sometimes women just need an excuse to get out. There's a lot of women that's out here cheating on their man tonight. I'll tell you that. And I'm not here to break up homes. This is one thing I know, because I made a live about it. I think I made a live. I may have spoke on it. But the thing is that when a home, I did make a live. It was after hours. But if a home is happy, it will never invite a vampire in. Because remember that vampire method. I'm telling you, that shit is the wave, bro. That people are gonna start talking about that shit. They're gonna talk about it because the vampire method is everything. You don't invite a vampire into your house knowing that's a vampire. You know what I'm saying? You don't let it come into your house just cause we can have a good conversation. All right, be delusional. Everybody know what they're getting themselves into to an extent. You know what I mean? I always remember that shit. People are smart as fuck. So it says, yes, we have to be leaders and not victims. Exactly. And that even goes into another thing, because even when I was talking to those ladies who approached me and was trying to, you know, be on some shit, you know, I just had boundaries with certain things. I'm just like, well, I'm not interested in this stuff. No, thank you. I got things to do. Nothing wrong with it. But having boundaries, and especially when people, because remember, I told y'all about campaigning and advocating yourself too much. Like when I talked to her and she said she was 44, and then I was like, of course. I was like, well, that's a good age. You look good for your age, whatever. You know, just saying that. And then once it was done, it was done. I don't need to talk more about it. I can leave it to where it needs to be. All right, because it's no more advocating. When people trying to get something out of you and they trying to seduce you or manipulate you a lot, always remember is that if they keep trying to campaign more and more, There's it's like a salesman tactic almost. Like they're trying to be salesmen. They're trying to get more. That's why it's important to have boundaries in life and game and yourself, because not everything that seems sweet, or what is it? Not everything that shines is sweet, some shit like that, or is good for you. But always just keep that in mind. It's very important to understand and when to set boundaries. Even if you're new to setting boundaries, even if it don't feel right, you never done it before, all that. Set boundaries when they need to be set. Because a lot of people out here, they're loose, they don't respect themselves, and they're reckless. All right, but that's gonna be my time for the night. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself cooperated together so I can go out here, do what I need to do. But thank you guys for taking time. Thank you guys for being here with me tonight. And I appreciate you guys' support, your time, and everything. We'll be back to our regular schedule by next week in a couple of days. But as far as for now, we're gonna be live. We're gonna be talking, and hopefully, listen. If I'm in the moment for real, I'm gonna remember my best to be like, let me go live. But one thing you can always take from this is always stay in the moment. Live in the moment, because even living in the moment, you can see and have awareness for certain things around you. So please be aware and have a great night. Thank you. To shine within is to shine without.